Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Blood Bowl Chaos Edition. I am the Illusionist, and you are joining me for the second half of the match of the Ironbeards Dwarf versus Spartak's Blood Bowl Club. Quite a bloody first half. No one has scored, but there have been plenty of injuries. The Orcs are down 4 players, 2 badly injured, and including a knocked out troll who was taken down by the Dwarf's death roller in the first roll of the half. Unfortunately, the Dwarves have had to say goodbye to their star player runner, Angtrek Axbeardax, the second of 2 dead runners in 2 games. Death roller goes off, secret weapon says he has to, and this time the Dwarves are preparing to kick. So the plan here is outnumber the Orcs. He's down to, I believe it's 8 players. I'm still on 12. Where's my other substitute? No, don't lie, I'm in 11. So with any luck I can push forward and push forward hard, throw lots of blocks and go straight to the ball without it getting too far down the pitch. Orc players playing defensively, putting as few people on the touchline as possible and moving everyone back ready to retrieve the ball. Likely get his blitzer to do it because he's got lots of movement and agility 3. He's a reasonable enough runner at this point. It also stops me getting too many blitzers in. There's always a bit of contest about who you put on the touchline. Personally, in this situation, I would probably have put the Black Orcs on the grounds that even with assists, I'm still only going to get 1 dice against them, which makes it a lot trickier for me to push my way through. Not a great kick, I was aiming for about here, but what are you going to do? Immediately the Orc player starts moving everyone across for a simple cage. He's got 5 players, that's the average number you need to do it, can't fault that. Black Orc comes across. If you have a friendly tackle zone on the ball you should get a bonus to picking it up, and the blitzer needs a little bit of help. Straight 4+ roll, comes a 3+ with an ally. Critical failure, burns a reroll to get it. I probably wouldn't have done that because the closest the Dwarves can get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. If I go for it twice, which I'm not going to do, he didn't throw any blocks, so he used that reroll to move 1 square forward. Maybe a good idea, maybe not. We will see. But I would have saved it for something a bit more important. He's got 8 turns to get down the pitch, after all, and these 3 were going to get beaten up anyway. He's made no attempt to try and defend them. If anything, he's put his ball closer to my players, which... okay, with 2 assists on either side, and so far away, not a big problem. He didn't know that at the time. So I take his front line down, hoping for some more injuries, but no, just knockdowns. Push him across, not a problem, still got 3 more attempts at hitting him. Pushed again. This Black Orc does not want to die. I'm spending a lot of effort on this guy. There we go, defender stumbles. Stunned, okay. So I can now leave 3 or 4 players to babysit these 3, and it gives me 2 free to come running at the ball carrier, which gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. Got greedy. Didn't need to do that. However, you know, it's going to be another turn for in contact. I don't really need him up. Conserve the reroll. I've only got 1. Might as well try and look after it. It's tricky. Do you use a reroll? Do you burn it? Goes for it. Gets away from the edge of the pitch. Okay. Risky, because my blocker and my blitzer can reach him regardless, but he needs to get down the pitch. Can't fault him for that. Black Orc marks the blocker. So that guy's not going down after him. That guy goes down the edge. Okay. Sort of cage. Fails another go for it. Fails another go for it. Burns a reroll doing it. Ooh, that's really unlucky. You may spot this becoming a theme in the match. I think from now on we both fail every other go for it roll that comes up. 1 in 6, not a chance. More like 1 in 2, if we're lucky. Priority, take down the ball carrier. Attacker down and pushed. Choose pushed. Fine. The best he can do is get a 1 dice on these guys, because they're not getting through anytime soon. He's going to have to make at least 2 dodge rolls to get away, whichever way he goes. I'm quite comfortable with him there. Just in case, I put the Troll Slayer on the Blitzer and on my side of the pitch, so if he does somehow get through, I can push him out the way and chase after very quickly thereafter. Riskiest go for it ever, after having just watched what's happened in the last game. 2 dice on the Black Orc. Ideally I want him knocked down. But, again, he's in position to be knocked out next turn if I need to. Or he has to risk a block and a dodge to get away. So right now I'm just surrounding the Orc team. So everything's happening down here. This guy is either going to go off the pitch or he's going to get badly hurt. I'm hoping for both, but we will see. Picks up his stun players, which you should. So the last thing you want them to do is to be on the floor and not doing anything, particularly if there's no risk. But now I've got all 4 of my guys pinned. I can probably knock the lineman away to get either of the blockers free, but not a big problem because it's 4 on 2 down here. Splitzer comes running in. Now one thing I didn't see, this guy has the guard skill. So as soon as he stands up again, that becomes a much, much better roll for the Blitzer. Pushed and pushed, not a problem. He just wants to get away from the pitch edge, and I don't blame him, quite frankly. He's going for the blitz. Guard and guard. Lucky dice roll. Knocks down who he needs to knock down. Does he make the dodge? He's got a reroll. Is he going to risk it? He does, and he gets away. This is a very threatening play by the Orcs. Ooh! Goes for it. Loses his last reroll. We now have a problem. Big, big problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares away. My Troll Slayer can only move 7. So I knock down the Blitzer to make it an easy move. Hold back the Black Orc because I have to. And then I lose the game. Quite frankly. I disobey my own rules. What I should have done is use the Troll Slayer to chase down this Blitzer. Put him here, put him about there, telling him, look, either score or I'm going to knock you down and take the ball off you. Instead I don't. I try another tactic. I start hitting the rest of his team. Trying to say, okay, you've got the ball, you can score. Are you going to let me cripple the rest of your team for the rest of the league? Unfortunately, Spartak's Blood Bowl Club are cold-hearted monsters, and they're not worried about little things like injuries. So now this guy has got, oh, let's say 1, 2, at least 3 turns before I can get to him and knock him down with either of these blockers, assuming they even try it. He's going to waste 3 turns. It'll be turn 14, 15. I'm failing go for it rolls left, right and centre. Knocking that Black Orc off the pitch, even though it was a KO, was very satisfying, has cost me the match. So now this Blitzer can wind down as much time as he needs. Score in the last turn if he wants to. I'm not going to be able to stop him. So that guy standing up with the guard skill, exactly what he needed in exactly the right place. Spoke to my opponent afterwards. He had no idea that guy was there actually. It just happened to be him. Oh, fickle Blood Bowl. Why do you do this to me? Spoilers, by the way. I'm going to lose the match. But at this point, I don't think it really matters. See, I've got significant control of the midfield. I can beat up as many people as I want to. That's not a problem. Especially if he keeps rolling like that. That's more like it. Doesn't follow up. So again, still thinking defensively. Next turn he can just run down that way. And he's got a defender for his errant ball carrier. This is a terrible position. I risk to go for it again. Fail it again. Use my last reroll. Getting close. This guy's movement 7. He's going to be over here. 2 more turns before I can do anything about it. It's going to be turn 14. And I've used my last reroll. Oh boy. Again, the best I can do is keep the Black Orc off of him. Because if he gets blitzed and knocked down, it's going to be turn 16 at best before I can do anything about it. Or maybe I just like hitting this guy. That's also a possibility. Trollslayer's joining in. He's a little bit faster. Falls over. So that's 3 of the last 5 go for it rolls failed. Right into the corner. He's not daft enough to stand at the edge of the pitch, because by some miracle, if I do blitz him and he goes off, that forces a draw. At least that way he's got the option of dodging into the end zone rather than just going straight off the pitch and losing the ball. Fighting back with the Blitzer and the Black Orc. It's 3 on 2, so that's a fairly even fight either way. This guy joining in makes it worse for the Dwarves. This is how you beat Dwarves. You spread out your team. You have guys who can take a hit, like the Black Orcs, like the Blitzers, and you spread them out. I can't chase you, because I'm movement 4 and 5, 6 if my runner wasn't dead. Not that I'm bitter or anything about it. But if I can only fight you one-on-one, and your guys are just physically stronger than me, I'm going to struggle. And you will start to make gaps where you can run through and carry the ball, like you did here. I don't know why I'm moving the Blitzer down now. It's perfectly clear what's going to happen next turn. I'm marking up though, just in case. Because, hey, if I can injure some more players, get some more star player points, I at least feel better about myself. Beating up other Blood Bowl players is big and clever. I don't care what you've heard otherwise. See how shy I am there? I'm not risking a go for it. No, no, no. It's a mugs game. Just stunned. Not brilliant. Attacker down, of course. Hammer blow to the skull. The Orc player has no rerolls. He's not daft enough to risk some blocks straight over onto the end zone. Good score. So I've got 3 turns to try and get back in the game, and I don't have a reasonable ball carrier. This is gonna suck. I'm still up to 9 players, at least. And the good news is, the troll doesn't get back up. Knocked over in the first turn of the game, spends it entirely fast asleep thanks to the death roller. That's some gold really well spent, unfortunately. So the Orc player carries on as before. I have to go and fetch the ball. All he has to do is head to the back of the pitch and make me come to him, because if he's got a staggered formation like this, I'm not dodging through it. I'm certainly not going to get enough players up this far to blitz through it. So it's going to be a very slow grind, and I don't have the time for that. I can get away with it. I put my 2 blitzers at the back of the pitch. They're agility 3, so they can hopefully pick up the ball. They're faster than my blockers too, so with any luck they can get further up the pitch. Look at me, I'm setting up a chain. What is wrong with this picture? The blitzer picks the ball, hands it off to this one, he runs further up, hands it to someone else, they run further up. I've been playing too many elves. I feel dirty. High kick. My guy can move a little bit closer to it, which is kind of ideal. Yow! Could not be further away. Honestly, it would have been better there if I hadn't have caught it and it had scattered out of the field. But we shall see. Knocking people over at this point is more reliable than passing the ball, so I start doing that. Again, if I can get some star player points out of this, a 1-0 loss isn't going to hurt that much. And of course, I need to start making headway up the field. Do I dare go for it? Nope. It's a short pass, agility 3 to agility 3. And I've messed up. Moved across to another player, ended his turn, can't make the pass. Oh, I'm playing so badly. Why did I do that? I've now got 2 turns to move 18, 19 squares. I can't do it. Can I? Maybe. Hand off to the blitzer, blitzer hands off to the troll slayer runs like hell. He can do 14 squares if he goes for it. Through that. As I said, I think I said this in the first game that I played against the Wood Elves, the key to winning this game is getting your moves in the right priority. Do the important stuff when it needs to be done, make sure it's done properly. I've done that wrong on 2 occasions now. I didn't send the Troll Slayer after the blitzer. My blitzer didn't try to palm the ball off when he could. So now I've got an awful, awful uphill slog to try and move the ball 3/4 of the way of the pitch with a movement 5 Dwarf. It looks like the Ironbeards winning streak is about to come to an end, folks, I'm sorry to say. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel a lot better. Okay, turn 15, desperation tactics. Let's go. Mark up the Orcs so they can't join in and help against the Troll Slayer. Push down some more on the front line so they can't move across, get in the Troll Slayer's way. Don't blitz, you crazy mad fool, you're going the wrong way. Okay, so there's the plan. We move the Blitzer to the Blitzer, hand it off, move up to the Troll Slayer, hand it off, run like hell, and hope we don't get a successful Blitz off the Blitzer. So 1 dice, it's lucky, we might be able to do it. Here we go. And all my dreams die in a fire. Thanks for that. So, I'm not picking the ball up. No way, look at this. Guy with this, he's got a skull fracture. Probably can't see too clearly, but that's it. That's cost me the game. Which is a shame, because that looked like a really easy pass. Agility 3, +1 for the handoff. You should have done that on a 3+. I rolled a 1. Critical failure. Oh dear. I don't think it's even been that much of an eventful match, to be honest with you. I've caused a lot of injuries. I've not done very much about it. The Orc player whiled away time while he had to, but at the same time probably made things a bit more difficult than he needed to over this side to begin with. Didn't do much about my Death Roller, which just sort of rampaged around knocking people over every turn. All I can do here, pick up the ball and run for the end zone. We will not fail while there is still breath in our bodies. We might not score, we will get as far as we damn well can though. Didn't have to mark up then, but it's a good habit. Should do that every turn. Plan to fail so that next turn you're in a good position. And we drop the ball. We knew that was coming. That always happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you the Ironbeards have lost their first match. Spartak's Blood Bowl Club 1, the Ironbeards 0, and they have lost Angtrek, their star runner, into the bargain. It's a sad day for Dwarfdom. I mean, looking at the stats, that looks like it should have gone my way. I even caught the ball once. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. 1 casualty sustained, 1 death sustained, 2 casualties, 5 KOs. Some random blocker who achieved nothing ever, as far as I'm aware. And a random lineman who achieved nothing ever. This game is weird. I understand. Ladies and gentlemen, Blood Bowl Chaos Edition. I'm the Illusionist. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you next time for some more Blood Bowl. Bye bye. Take care.